Okay, can everyone still hear me? If so, I'll be starting now. The meeting is recorded and yeah, the meeting will be recorded and I'll upload it after the session. Okay, so for those of you who are coming to this PTP for the first time, I held one, I think 2 weeks ago regarding M1. You can find and I posted the link to that the PTP session in the Discord group. Discord group and the 2005 chat. So you can go click on it and see it first to get a better idea of what I explained for M1. Because I won't be going so much in depth into M1 as I'll be moving to M2. Yeah. Going to M2. So for those of you who didn't join the M1 last week, I'm Jian. I'll be the PTP tutor for 2005 the Thursday session. Yeah. You can text me in the group or find me on the Discord. Always if you have questions and stuff. So but first, does anyone have any questions about M1 first before we move on to M2? Any questions? If there are no questions, I guess I'll be moving on to tell you more about M2 and what you can expect for M2 next week. Okay. So for M2, right? It's kind of like M1, but just one extra thing called sectioning. Wait, everyone can see the slides, right? Can someone respond if y'all can see the slides? Okay. So for M2, okay. So what is a sectional view? A sectional view, as you can see from these 4 images, is just a cutout of the object. So a non-sectional view will be what you can see from the first image. So the outer edge of the shape. Wait, something. Okay, so you will be able to see the outer shape of the object. So for a sectional view, as you can see, there are a few types of sectional views. A full section, which is the second image you see. A half section, which you show like a half, you cut half of the object while the other half is still the surface of the object. And the last kind of sectioning, a local section, where you just chip off some of the material in front. So applications of sectioning view. So a sectioning view is meant to allow the user to know what the inside of the shape looks like. For example, some hidden lines won't tell you that this shape has the shaded portions filled in. Or if you didn't know, I think interesting went through already, but the shaded parts are the solid areas, while the solid areas. Like for example, you cut how do I phrase this? If you cut a part into half, the shaded parts are the part you cut, while the non-shaded parts are like holes within that structure. So for example, this part has a counter bore in the middle of the structure. So there's a counter bore shape, as you can see in the second image. You wouldn't be able to tell this shape if you're only given the first view. So it helps a lot for general design and whatsoever. Okay. Sectional views can also be used to show sections. For example, as you can see from this picture, like for example, this pencil. Yeah, you can see the cutouts. The hexagon versus the circle. So you can see here, this cut out of a head, I think. Yeah. Then the shaded parts are the solid things that you cut. For different parts, right? The hatching lines, these lines that you can see inside, will be in different directions. I'll go more in depth when I start drawing. Showing you an example M2. So you can feel free to follow along the drawing of the M2. Yeah, feel free to follow along. Actually, do follow along. I know during class, the lecturer says that you should follow along, but I know most of you don't. But I think following along will help a lot. And if you follow along and you don't get anything, you can ask me to stop, and I can explain to you how to draw it properly also. Okay, so this is another shape, full sectioning. So okay, first step, you cut the object with an imaginary plane, and all visible lines or features behind the cutting plane must be shown. Outlines should not cut across hatching lines. Okay. Across hatching lines. Okay. So as you can see from here, the part from just now is cut in half. And this is the notation used to show that the AA arrow. And even though the original shape was a cylinder on top of a like a cuboid, but you do not show that in the section view, as the entire surface will be flat if you cut it. So the correct one would be like this. Section views are generally the hatching lines are generally drawn at 45 or 135, and I think there is a 4 to 3 mm spacing between each one, or 5. Yeah, 4 to 5 mm spacing between each hatching line. Yeah. Okay. So this is how you draw the hatching. I'll show it in depth later, then y'all can watch. Okay, so for different parts, you're supposed to draw hatching lines at different angles. Yeah. Different parts. So generally, it's advised to just draw them in different directions, because if you draw them in the same direction with different spacing, sometimes it might look too similar. So the best thing is to draw in different directions. Okay. So so as you can see here, the reason why the first part is wrong is because the hatching lines are drawn in different directions, even though it's the same part. So if your object is all one part, do draw all the hatching lines in the same direction. And for hatching, right, you generally don't, if it's a straight corner cut, like for example, this shape, you cut it in half, the pipe. The hidden lines don't really, you don't draw hidden lines, you draw a straight line. Because when you cut it, it's not hidden anymore. You can see it now. Yeah, and you need to show the visible parts of the object after you cut it. I'll go more in depth on this, and I'll be drawing question 3 later, so feel free to follow along. Okay, so for sectioning, right, you don't include things such as the thin web, as you can see here, because it's not a structural part of the part, but it's just to give support, so you don't put it in. So you don't draw it like this, but instead you draw it like this. Okay. Okay. So if you section from the top, it will look like this. Okay. Okay. This will be all. I'll show for the slides. Okay, cool. Okay, let me try this. Stop. Can y'all see the paper? Oh, it's cool. Yeah, can. Okay. So let's see. History. So okay. Yes. Okay, this was my entry that I went through last year. So yeah, this is how it looked like. As you can see, there's a lot of lines across it. Those are the construction lines that you draw before you draw the full picture. So as you can see, I was missing a hidden line here. The picture is rotated. Okay, let me see if I can fix it. Okay. Watch it. Okay. Try. Is it better now? Is it still rotated? Better. Okay, it's better now. Okay. Cool. Okay. 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 Rotated again. Oh no. Uh, Okay. Is it fixed now? Yes. Okay. Okay, sorry for the interruptions. Okay. I'll go back to sharing the M papers, Windows. No. Okay. Menu. Okay. So for your end to y'all can see the slides again, right? No. Okay. So for M2, right? We'll be doing one of the questions. And for now, no dimensioning and no hidden details are required. Draw the full size image for the first views in first angle projection and third angle projection. I assume most of you know what first angle and third angle projection mean. So I'll go right into the paper. So okay, question 3. Okay, so for question 3, the shape looks like this. And you be do read the question carefully, because for they'll tell you where to cut. Yeah. For exams also, they'll tell you where to cut. So the given plane which is the full plane you can see, a sectional front elevation on the AA. So what is AA? AA is straight down the middle, so that we cut straight down the middle of the part. And a sectional end view on BB. So what is BB? BB is this part right here. Down the 3 holes on the back of the part. Okay. So I'll be drawing M2 question 3 now. Is it rotated? If it like if it's fine, just don't need to type anything. Just start drawing. Okay. I'll give you a while to get your drawing materials if you're planning to draw along. Yeah, drawing along will help a lot because you can practice it right now. Then when you get to class, it'll be a lot faster. Because if y'all didn't know already, speed is one of the components for your tutorials. Yeah. Some tutors mark it so only the first few people in the class can get very good. Yeah, so do practice and draw faster. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay, so if everyone's ready, I'll begin drawing. Okay. So first things first, what you want to do is draw an outline of all the 3 views. Okay, so for this one, since it's a first angle view, there will be one, the frontal view will be here, the side view will be here, and another view will be here. Okay, that wasn't really clear. But from the question, right, the bottom picture will be at this section of the paper. The top picture will be at this section of the paper. And this section of the paper will be reserved for the BB cross section. Okay. So first up, I'll start by drawing a border around all 3 of the views. You start with a border so you'll know how much space you have and you can plan your spaces properly. Okay. So first, okay. So as you can see, the largest the largest diameter you're provided for this is actually 100. Well, the outer edge of the triangle, it's a rounded triangle. So you have to take 100, then plus 16, plus 16 plus 2. I think I may be missing a few dimensions, but some of the missing dimensions, right, will be provided by your tutor. Yeah, because your tutor might also change some dimensions, so you can pre-prep for the drawing. Okay. So first, start with the bottom. What you want to generally do is put your set square along the edge of the paper. Then with your other set square, you can use it to draw straight lines. So for first, okay, since there is a line of symmetry across the main part, I'll draw it first. For this stage of the drawing, do use your 0.3 pencil. It'll be easier to erase or draw over later. Okay. If y'all need me to stop at any time, y'all can just on your mic and say, yeah. So I draw a line straight through the middle section of the piece first. Okay. Then I'll draw a line through B. Okay. So based on these two lines, this will be the center of the big circle of the part. What I'm going to do next, I'm going to draw an outline for the top part. Mm. So this will be the base of the top part. This will be the base of this. As you can see, I drew it all the way, so you can use it to match the lines of the neck part. So for your construction lines, do draw them the entire length of the paper. Okay. What I recommend first is drawing the main horizontal features of the part first. Then marking out the important points of the horizontal parts, followed by the vertical part. So what I mean is lines such as points such as this, and this. I'll draw a horizontal line all the way across. Points such as this also, the counter ball, all the way. This portion all the way, this portion all the way. Okay. Now 40 mm below this line, there is a drill hole. Then 57 mm below this line, there will be a hole there. So I mark out a line 57 mm below this. So what I'm going to do, 17. A helpful thing to do for your paper is to use tape to tape the corner, so when you move your set square around, it doesn't shake around. Yeah. So okay, 57. 1, 2, 3. Okay. At 57, draw a line all the way across. Now 57 above that, there is this portion. So I'll draw a line across that too. Oh, okay. 57 all the way through. Okay. So the next important horizontal feature is the 35. Okay. So from the main line I drew, I move 35 up. Then from the main line here, move 35 down. Right down. Then the next one, the big thing here is on the paper it's written as 58, but hello? Hello, what's that? Okay. So okay, from you can see here, right? In the picture in the worksheet provider, it says it's a 58, but my prof gave it as 57. So your prof might change the design of the thing to make it easier for y'all. Because if it's 58, right, it will just be 1 millimeter more than this cross section. So it will be quite annoying to draw. And yeah, for him also. So in my case, my prof changed it to match. But if your prof changes it, then change accordingly. Mm. As you can see, there's a 10 mm in the middle. I'm going to draw that into. All the way through. And 10 mm all the way. Okay. Now I shall move up to the top view. Then top view 16. Then the next significant feature will be 20. Will this yeah, this recording will be uploaded. I mean, it's quite slow now because I'm just drawing it, so I guess you can watch it afterwards if you want. So the next layer will be 20, then the next structure up will be the full height of the structure, which will be I think it's 75. Yeah. I mean, you can watch this video at 2x speed like later. Perfectly fine. 75. Okay, this shall be the line which demarcates the top of the this thing. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So okay. Another feature is this, which is at a height of 35. 35 mm from this line 30. Okay, here's the 35 line. And that should be most of the significant features for the horizontal lines, as you can see here. Yeah. So the lines may not be long enough, but I can always extend them later if needed. But these are the main horizontal features. Now I move on to the vertical features. Okay. Uh, So my general advice to you is to draw the horizontal features first, follow make lines for all the horizontal features or vertical features, then the vertical features, then after that you can just use a small ruler to connect all the lines together, because these are your marking lines. You know what I mean later. Okay. So from the middle line, so from the first line that we'll be taking care of is this line here. Will be this line here, because we do not yet know what's the rate of. We haven't drew how much is this yet. So I'll draw the vertical line for this line. Mm. 15 mm. Go down. Okay. Then the next few platform, there are no hidden lines required for this tutorial. Sometimes your prof may request for hidden lines, but probably not. As you can see, when there's sectioning involved, there's usually no hidden line. Yeah. But if it's the main one like this, he might ask you to draw hidden lines in. I'm missing hidden lines here. Yeah. Okay. So I'll be drawing the vertical features. This one, this, this. Okay, the next one. Okay. These two holes are for boss 24, Jill 14. So I guess I will do this later. I'll draw the main structures first. So for this line is 22, because the radius of this is 44. So this line will be 22 from this line. Actually, I also can draw 22 on that side. Now the next feature will be this one. Okay. So from the picture, so it's 58 from this line will be the next structure, which is this one here. Okay. Then followed by this one. Followed by this one, which is 100 mm from this line. This line here. Let me just mark it. Okay. So it's the main line. 100 mm. Okay, 100 mm. Okay. Now for this, you probably need a compass or a circle template. But honestly, it doesn't matter. Just make sure your lines are correct. Yeah. So if you know how to use the compass, then this should be the same. But this is probably faster. But it's lacking bigger circles such as 44 mm. Okay, I'm going to do first. I'm going to start shading in some of the line. So as you can see now that I've done the construction lines, it's very easy for me to fill in everything. Here, down, downhill, line here. Draw line here. Oh, okay, sorry. I forgot to draw something. It, radius 16 from this line. So radius 16. Okay. Okay. Yeah. And yeah. Yeah. And okay, as you can see, this is the generally how the top view, the picture on top looks like. I haven't filled this in yet because you'll be this thing. Erase something. Okay. Yeah. Oh, look. I drew the outline here. Yeah. Okay. Now I'll fill in the circle. So what I'm going to do here, the circle has a diameter of 44, so it has a radius of 22. So let's take a ruler.
your compass on the ruler and measure 22 mm. And just draw a circle. Okay. Now you darken it in. Okay. Yeah. Now finish up parts. Okay. Okay. I'll just draw the outline first. Then let me move to the bottom one. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'll start by drawing the circles at the end. Okay. So I'll match this line. And this line and round shoot. Okay. Then the next line. Yep. Then round. Round. Okay. So let me fit it in. In the circle. Is the bigger circle. Then I'll move in to the circles. Okay. There's one at a diameter of 32 and there's another circle at a diameter of 24. Okay. So 32, you divide the diameter in two, then you get 16. Okay. Then after 16, 24 divided by 2 equals 12. Then you draw one diameter of 12. With 12, you can use this finally. So find 12 and put it there. Wait, diameter of 24. 24. Just put it here. Okay. Now you have the circle. Okay. Now there are supports on the circle as well. So okay, I'm gonna draw the outline first. 16. Okay. I already marked this beforehand, so you can just take the diameter. Now what you do for this question, you match it together. It is, yeah. Then you match it together. Okay, there's your outline for the bottom shape. Yeah. Then you, so it's a question. Okay, what's the question? Okay, so this is how the outline of the bottom shape. I'll have to do erasing for this later. Yeah. Okay. Actually, I'll do it now. So as you can see from the top shape, we now know where, okay, you can see here, this is the round on the top. This is where it ends. So take this, drag down. Okay. Drag down. Yeah. Then let me erase this line. This line. Okay. I can use my small ruler to fill it in. Okay. So this is the box that you see. Here is this one. For now, anyone has any questions? Then just ask if you can. 2, 4. 4. Okay. So counter for, okay. So if you look at, okay, let me finish these two holes first. So these two holes, 24 diameter. Then the inside is 14. 14. This may be a bit small, but I'm just following my own dimensions. Okay. A bit off. Okay. Oh. Okay. So this is the general shape. Okay, now I'm gonna fill in the, wait, this one might front. Counter ball 22, drill 11. So counter ball 22. Drill side 11. This is the webbing. And let me fill in the features of this. So from the drawing, you can see it's a 28 diameter drill with a counter bore at diameter 32, with a depth of 24. So you can mark 24, bring it off. So before. Oh, marked it just now. Okay. So it has a counter bore of 32. So what it means is the outer diameter of this is the 32, and the inner diameter of this will be 24. And the depth of this is also 24. So 24, and 24, then this is 24. But this is 32. How are we doing? I'll use this. Okay. And yeah. 24. So 24. Okay. Now, okay. Remember what I said? The top view was a section, the middle cut of okay, for the main sheet. So what you can do here, since there's a feature, I can go down, like this, go down. So this will be the walls of the drill hole. Next, the next important thing is 32. I draw with a 0.3 here, a lighter pencil, because it won't be a visible feature on the sectioning side. You will be able to see it later when I finish the bottom piece. So now that I'm done, I'll fill in the bottom side. As you all know, the bottom side, the hole through this part, this portion here, it's all hidden by the top material. So I'll be drawing it with hidden line. So for hidden lines, something you can do, you see each marking on the ruler is 5 mm, right? So you do 3 mm, leave 2 mm, 3 mm, leave 2 mm, 3 mm, leave 2 mm. That way your dotted lines will be uniform and neater. 3 mm, 3 mm. at the top. Now for then the side, counter ball. Counter ball again. Okay. So this is how it looks. Okay. Then the next thing to take note of is the support beams here. Yeah. They have a width of 10, so on. Right. 5 mm on each side. Friendly. Okay. So this is generally how the top view will look like. Do remember to join. Okay, you can leave it for last, but the center lines, do remember to join it in because it's also point. You can leave the center lines until the very last. Okay, now the next feature. I shall move on to the top view. Okay. So as you can notice from this, there will be a drill hole all the way through, resulting in a structure that looks like this. So I take the features, the big drill hole from the bottom here, then I'll project it up. Then I project the counter ball up also. Okay. On the major lines. Now I can fill it in. Okay. Unlike this one, where all the holes are dotted, since what you're cutting hook through leaves a hole in the part, it will be done in solid line. Then as you can see here, there'll be a webbing here also. So I'll draw it out too. Then the counter ball here. So I'll take the features from the bottom shape, then I'll project it. its counterboard to a depth of 12. So 12. 12. 12. Okay. So this is what the counterboard looks like. Okay. So top, top from the right side, from the bottom. Now I'll draw this shape. So what you want to do here, draw a 45-degree line. So if you weren't sure how to use a 45-degree line, what you want to do is reflect the big features, like the center hole of drill holes, and you reflect it up. So in this case, so this will be this one. First, arrow B. This will be the center point of this. Okay, now we move to the right. So what I want to draw. Along now. Then I reflect it off the 45-degree line. This will be the rightmost edge of the shape. Okay, now time for the leftmost edge of the shape. Now these are the two extremes of the shape, extreme ends of the shape. Okay. Send the lines, some of them. Okay. What you want to do here is find the center points. The center points of the holes and just project it along this line. So to get started here. Okay. Okay, so you see the shape here, up here. $44. 44. For 44. Then we can move for the main feature. Shit. Okay. Then export. Okay. 20. 20. Okay. Draw a straight line all the way through. Yeah. And so- yeah. Yeah. So okay. There's a boss of 24. So 12 on each side. 12. 12. 12. Twelve and 12. So the boss is 5 cm away from the surface. So let's go. No, 5 mm away from the surface. Draw up, draw up, draw up. Okay, this might be taking a while, but because it's a very complicated shape. So yeah. You can watch this at 2x speed later. Okay. Connect the bosses. Okay. Now the next feature, get a big tower in the middle. Tower in the middle. Okay. Count the drill of me. So likewise with here, you draw the same thing on this side of the paper. Oh. Okay. Through hole 12, radius with a counter bore of 32, diameter 16 radius. 16. Thank you. And you can fill in the counter bore, the true counter bore. Counter bore. Then the holes here have a drill of 14. 7 on each side. Here, 7. 7. And same with this side. 7. 7. Four. Okay. Then okay. So if you notice from your M2 question 3, you notice that the webbing here, the webbing here has a height. So you replicate it on here. And it's a triangular webbing with a height of 35. 35 from this size. And 35. If I 1, 2, 3, 5. Okay. Then you connect, so bring together. Okay. Next, you have this big thing. So if you look from the back of the shape, you'll be able to see the big tube here. So you have to draw that as the background of the sectioning also, because that's what you see. If you cut, you still see the pipe. Yeah, here. So what is the height of the pipe? You take from here and you extend it across. Now you fill it in. Okay. Now for the 45-degree hatching line. Okay, for hatching line, to save your time, I will just do it on this one, because it'll take so long if I were to do it for everything. So for hatching line, what you do, put your ruler here, take your 45-degree ruler. Okay. So personally, what I like to do is, if you can see the corner of your 45-degree ruler, start here, then you move by 5 mm. As you can see here, 5 mm, 5 mm, 5 mm. So you use the corner of your set square to move 5 mm, every 5 mm. Then every 5 mm, you draw a line. So, okay, don't need line. 5 mm, line. I move 5 mm, line. 5 mm, line. 5 mm, line. 5 mm, line and line. 5 mm, line. 5 mm, line. 5 mm, 5 mm, line. 5 mm, line. 5 mm, line. 5 mm, line. Okay, I do not do hatching for this portion because it's not the section being cut. And hatching should be consistent throughout. There should not be a solid line here. Should not be a solid line here. Okay. Okay. And how center lines are done. Let's draw one line in the middle, then two small lines, and one long line. And yeah, that's a center line. Then for the center line of this, because it's a longer line, what we'll do is near the middle of the line, draw a small line. No, a bigger line. Then two small lines. Bigger line. Bigger line. Small line. Small line. And another big line. Okay. That's how your center line is done. Oh wow, this took long. Yeah, your M2 should take quite long because it's quite complicated. Someone chat. For center line, right? How long
is the long thing and how long is the short thing. 1 cm and the short thing is around 3 mm, but you just do it accordingly. Like around the middle, I make a long one, then 2 short ones, then long, then short. Yeah, there's no recommendation, but I guess 1 cm and the short ones are 3 mm. And the hatching lines should vary by 5 mm is very helpful, but because you can try to zoom in. You can move it 5 mm easily just by looking at the top ruler. So 5 mm, 5 mm. Okay. So yeah, this is your M2. It's probably gonna be the longest one you do because it's quite complicated. So okay, anyone have any question? Because this has been quite a long session already. Yeah. I think for this, right, it will be a lot more helpful. Okay, you see me look through this at like 2 times speed. You try it on your own, then you send me and I can guide you if you have any questions or you have any concerns over the drawing. Because yeah. And if you feel that you're weak in the subject, do practice beforehand before going to the tutorial. Yeah. Anyone has any questions or okay for counter ball BAL if it is hidden line, the top part screw head yeah, for what do you mean by counter ball? You mean BORE or BORE? Okay, I just assume BORE. So for counter ball, right? So for this type, if you cut through a counter ball, it's not hidden anymore. So you draw it like this. But if it's hidden, because you don't cut through, oh yeah. So if it's hidden, that means you didn't slice through it. Use hidden lines. Okay. In the tutorial question, there are 2 holes, M6H2, 20 minimum length, full thread. How to draw that? Okay. From what I know, most tutors took that out. But for threaded holes, I don't think it's covered in the syllabus. But if it's threaded holes, right? Actually, let me get back to you on that. I'll ask the lecturer because I'm not very sure. It wasn't covered. Yeah. Any more questions? Yeah. To repeat. Curvy thing. This part again. Okay. So you want to connect 2 circles together. So let me do it on a fresh piece of paper. Good. So generally what you want to do first, if you have 2, okay, for example, you have 2 holes. So one hole is like that. Then another hole is like that. So what you want to do is take your ruler. Okay. This one you need to see, use your eyes to see. So you use it to make a tangent line that goes between. See, yeah, tangent line. Then since you use your like your 0.3, it should be easy to erase. Then you can erase the excess parts. Okay. Just fill it in a bit. Okay. Yeah. I drew it darker for you to see, but now it's kind of hard to erase. But yeah, do you understand? So two circles with the 0.3, then you just link them together. Yeah. So, okay, for this, right? Technically, you want to focus on the view that has the most features, so you can use it to link to another view. Yeah. Sometimes you can't finish one view without the other. So you need to jump here, jump there. Yeah. And that jumping will be based on your perception of the question. How long do you think it will take to complete the drawing? I think 1 hour. This is one of the longer ones. For the rest of the end tutorials, right? You normally do two pictures for one session, but this is very long. Yeah. Like I also took 1 hour to like do it right now, and it still looks a bit shaky. Shit. Yeah, I'll put original on here. Looks nicer. Ah, thanks. So anyone got any questions about the syllabus in general or exam papers and stuff? Because yeah, this will be one of the questions for exams. Yeah. A bit lost on the triangles in M3. I'll discuss M3 in 2 weeks later. Yeah. I think I'll be focusing more on past year papers next week. So for past year papers, right, I think there'll be less of me just drawing the whole thing. Because past year papers, the drawings for past year papers are generally designed to be done in less than 20 minutes or so. So more time to explain more different questions. Yeah. But for this one, sorry it took too long. Because the shape is quite complicated. But you won't see this complicated or shape during your exams. Okay, any more questions? How do we get the shape for the two small holes? So the small holes for this? Are you referring to this? Section view, oh, this one? Yes. Okay, so as you can read from the end, the question 3. Okay, let me change screen. Share screen. Okay, as you can see from the height specifically. Okay, if you see here, right, it might be it's probably very blur, but I think this writes 25. You can clarify with your tutorial teacher because he has the clear version of this. I think this is 25. Then the bottom surface is 20. So 25, 20. Yeah, 20. 20. And this is 20. The boss, 24. Then the inside hole is 14. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's see the paper again. Any more questions? Do you understand what I mean? The dimensions you take directly from the dimensions given. Yeah. Any other questions?
I'll upload it as soon as possible. So if y'all still got more questions, yeah, just feel free to ask. Because this is a very long drawing, and not all drawings cover all things. Wait, who raised their hand? Yes. Hello.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to ask, how do you get from from the front elevation, then you
Yeah,
get the plan and the other view?
and section view. This is section
Yeah.
view. Sorry? How did I get from the main view to this view?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
do you not understand like it's placed here or on the right side of the page, or how to begin with this? How to start drawing this view?
I mean, okay, it can be either right or left, right? Depending whether it's first
Okay.
or third angle, right?
Yes, and they clarified that it's first angle. I think it's first angle. Double check. Yeah, it's first angle. Yeah, first angle. So if
Okay,
it's
so
first angle,
you start from
generally,
where?
okay. So for first angle, right? You have these two views already, because they provided it to you. So for first angle, you normally shine. A general understanding of first angle is you take a light, like you take a light, then you shine through that face, then this will be the shadow of this face. Like you see through the object. So you see here, and this will be on this side. For third angle view, what you see, like how say, if third angle, it'll be on here, and you'll see this side.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, third angle will be this side, first angle will be on this side.
So is the view that you see, right?
Yeah.
When
Sorry?
you shine the light.
Shine your light. Sorry, shine the light.
Yeah, is the view that you see when you shine the light, right?
Yeah, shine the light. Just pretend you shine a light, and this is the shadow that you see.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, anyone got any more questions? Okay, if you have any feedback, please do please also like you can tell me, because there hasn't been any tutoring for 2005 before, and it's kind of hard to teach like not in person. So yeah, if you have any comments to have like improve on the teaching, please do like comment because it's a bit hard to teach this like from like here. It'll be better if I'm there like teaching you how to really arrange this, then giving you like advice in person. So yeah, if you have any comments, yeah, please do offer. Yeah. Any more questions?
Yes, I have a question, but it's not related to the sectioning. Is that okay if
Okay.
I ask a question on the true length?
True length. I'll start it 2 weeks later, because I'm also not prepared to answer questions about true
No.
length.
Okay, because the thing
Yeah.
is, the true length is not about the tutorial, but the thing is, I don't understand the concept on the true length, especially when it comes to the triangle and beam to the vertical plane or the horizontal plane, especially when we need to construct additional triangle.
Oh, okay. The construct an additional triangle.
Ah,
Actually, let me explain that like 2 weeks later, so I can be prepared. Because
alright,
it's
sure.
also quite a hard topic. Yeah. Next week I'll be going through mainly past year papers regarding M2. Then the following week I'll touch more on M3, because that's when
Alright,
your M3 will be conducted. If I'm not wrong, I
sure.
check your schedule. Like next week and following week will be M2, right? Next and following week will be M2.
Yeah, next week.
Yeah,
Yeah, correct. M2.
yeah. Then I'll go through M3 on the second week of your C2 and M2. Yeah. So I do it 1 week before.
Sure. Thanks, bro.
Okay. Any more questions? Okay. So if there's nothing like related to M2, right? If you no question now, I think I still think it's better for me to explain this one-on-one because each one of you has their own questions to ask. Like, yeah, so I think it's more convenient. I think it's easier if it's like you text me a question or a picture of your own drawing, then I can advise. Because there's only so much I can do in these 2 hours when one drawing takes up more than 1 hour. So if there's no other questions, I'll just end the session now. Okay. Yeah. And yeah, if you can give like feedback, because yeah, it's a bit hard to teach this also. Yeah. Have a yes. What question? Do you have the rough shape of all the questions? I don't have the rough shape for M2 because M2s are quite hard to draw. But yeah, but I'll see how if there's like I'll provide you more material if I produce it, but it's quite time consuming. Yeah. Okay. Yes, Spencer.
Hi, yeah. Actually, I want to ask whether do you recommend to draw some master line or something like to get to construct this?
Master line?
Hmm.
What do you mean by master line?
A master line, like within this paper, right? Within this A3 paper, right? So usually you get a master line in the middle, and the cost it's like something like construction line for the mid, like is a master line of these two. Then start to plot this front view and the plan view.
Okay, regarding that, right, I think different like tutors have their different styles. I know some tutors start from like a corner, some tutor do like what I did just now, like a midsection. Some tutor just take the corner of your one of the views. So I recommend you ask your tutor regarding that because yeah, because they are the ones marking, so you should follow their standards. Is that
Because
okay?
some of them want to be in the middle of the paper. Some says, I mean, like they
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah, yeah, that's my advice. Just follow your tutor, because I'm following what my tutor told me, but I know that different tutors have different standards and different practices, because they are from different places also. There are tutors from like SP, NTU, they outsource tutors. So each tutor have their own like standards. So just follow your tutor. Yeah.
it's nothing hard about it. It's just a ask whether is any recommend that because it's I try the master right. Is I still can't get it properly lah.
Oh,
So
the master line.
no, I guess I just need some recommendation. Just if I draw from the side, it's more easier or because yeah.
Drop on. Okay. The thing is, your tutor will recommend you and you need to follow it. If I recommend you and your tutor says something else, still follow your tutor.
I don't think you should say something, but it's just that
Oh, if you say something, then I
I think
guess some drawings, right, for this, right, because the edges are circles, so I think it will be easier to draw a center line. But for some drawings, you have a corner, so you start from the corner.
okay.
Yeah. So
So for this one, right, how I start from the corner, because it's a circle, so I start from the center line instead.
Okay. 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 Thank you. I think I understand. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone got any more questions? I'll always be available to reply. Yeah. Just I will abstain from answering questions about M3, like M3 until I go through it. So if you have anything M2 and M1, I'd be more than happy to answer. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna start the recording now. Recording.